Hello, fellow watchers and Gary YouTube enjoy. Ash and Piggy here, bringing you a special little tier list. A lot of people have been suggesting we should do a tier list. I didn't make this tier list, so if people want to do this tier list, yeah, it's not really mine either, but we'll give it a try and we'll see where it goes. The tiers we have:
You need slapping down.
the who needs
Slapping down.
the worst of the worst, the scum.
I've got nothing left.
You know, not the worst, but also not really particularly redeeming. Don't really do much to set themselves apart.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
They're predictable, but they're not going to be the dead body.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Second highest, so it's up there, you know. They're decent, but they're still not quite
Iconic.
Let's get the tier list going. First is Stacy, which Stacy went from a character who I didn't particularly enjoy a couple of years ago to completely rehashing what makes her good. And what makes her good is she can do anything. She can do the sad emotional stuff. She can do the fuck you, stop looking down at your nose at me, which the Slaters obviously have to do all the fucking time. She can do the screaming. She can do the one-liners. Like, ultimately, she's just one of the characters who can do literally anything. And between that and being involved in the Six, she is
Iconic.
Yeah, I'd agree. Stacy during last year. I will try and give brief mentions of what they did. Stacy last year, you know, was struggling for money, even though she has a Bat fan. To be fair, the prices in that Bat fan are very low. So she, you know, wanted to get her waboos out. And, you know, it's a bit of Lingiri, you know, you show a bit of the old boobies and the old for JJs, you know. And basically, she got a stalker, as you do, because, of course, when you set up an OnlyFans account, you do get a stalker. This stalker, of course, is Theo Hawthorne. Stacey ended up in court with Theo. She, you know, guilt-tripped Theo into confessing. And then that's what she's done. And what she's currently doing is hiding a dead body. The dead body's in the fridge.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Stacey did. She is
Iconic.
but if you asked us 2 years ago, would she be iconic?
Iconic.
No.
We're just doing this purely based off this year. Like, if they didn't have a good year this year, they don't fucking deserve to be in the high tiers. Sharon Watts. I mean,
Shit.
much the same. Once again, the image is... A lot of what she did this year was kind of garbage, I'll be honest, because she was with Keanu for the bulk of it. And I think she wouldn't have been in the iconic tier had she not have shown, like, the fucking mean bitch Sharon. Like the fucking I am dead and Angie's kid Sharon. Don't you fuck with my life. I'll destroy you. It's, whoa, fucking hell. All right, Sharon, Jesus. And just her involvement in the Six, her obviously being pretty much the pivotal character in that storyline as well. Maybe Linda, but mostly it is Sharon and Linda who are at the forefront of it. She is also
Iconic.
Let's be real. There's been a lot of very camp lines as well. Like she's done her job, you know. She's done a great job this year.
For people wondering what Sharon did, she pretty much dated Keanu throughout the year. She sold her half of the gym to Phil, I think. She also married Keanu. It was also revealed that Albie is not Keanu's kid, and that's basically what she did. And then she saw her husband die right in front of her.
I don't know. A lot of people. I've seen some people complaining about the Six being all about hating men, but it's also Sharon is probably one of the clearest women who did something that was also quite harmful to other people. Like she lied about Albie's parentage. You know, she kept it from Keanu. Was going to marry him just not knowing that he wasn't a dad. You know, probably one of the more like defined reasons as to someone, you know, it wasn't just the woman that are like these fucking damsels who are all being held by an angry dragon, you know, like there was a lot more nuance to it, and that's why they are in the tier. Suki Panesar. Where's this going? What do you reckon?
Probably.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Ooh. Okay, this one I'll probably have to argue for as well. I love Suki. I think she's great. And I think the Panesar stuff has been really good this year. But it has kind of been in limbo throughout most of it. Because obviously the Suki and Eve stuff was like, ooh, hey, ooh, hey, ooh, hey. It's like playing Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box, but you forget the cardboard box. Unbelievable scenes. Third time this week. God, I don't know. This one is harder.
Can't be iconic because all of her stuff didn't happen till the latter year of 2023. Yes, but if she killed Nish, yes, it'd be iconic. But she basically is playing with Play-Doh, and Nish is fucking silly put. Like, you know what I mean?
I do need to remove the Play-Doh law for that one. Fucking hell. Yeah, but the Suki and Eve stuff itself, that stuff has been really big. And the Nish payoff, the throwing the table, the fucking... Oh, yeah, Nish, you fucking killed the wrong one. I was with his wife. Fucking, I'm gonna stake my chips. She's
Iconic?
If not, just so people don't yell at us. What do you mean, Suki's not iconic, you piece of shit? I'm sorry. Alright, one of the most polarizing characters currently on the show, Ben Mitchell.
Slap
Slapping down.
Slap him down. Put him in there. Put him fucking in there. Put him in there. Put him in there.
Ben Mitchell's had a fucking rotten year. I'll say that much. And it's a shame for the character, but the character has just been on the same cycle that he's been on for the last 4 years, where it's like, I'm hurting. Ben, you're hurting everyone around you. Yeah, but I'm hurting. It's definitely been the least glamorous year he's had on the show. As it seemed with the new direction of the show, the Ben Mitchell character is no longer a favourite because, let's be real, I don't know if anybody else has seen this. Kate Oates' favourite characters, Ben, Whitney, and Gray were the 3 main characters of that era of the show. It's why characters like Ian were pushed out, like Max were pushed out. A lot of them weren't getting the time, but Ben was getting fucking every single role and, like, story under the sun. But this year, he has obviously dealt with the loss of Lola after becoming really antagonistic with everyone, like, yeah, but you're just not trying, Lola. You're just not trying hard enough to live. And Lola's like, I'm fucking dying, man. What the fuck do you want me to do?
Dealing with an eating disorder.
Jay, stop struggling, you little bastard. Yeah, but I'm doing therapy now, Jay. I'm doing therapy. I'm better. It's like, yeah, but you're not, though. And obviously a bit of... You know, some people do like him because he is a tragic character. It's not 2019 anymore. The patience is running thin. He's been fucking axed.
Fuck you, Ben Mitchell stans. We want him back. We don't want him back. We are an anti-Ben Mitchell stan. We are wearing chastity belts when Ben Mitchell comes near us because we're blocking out the Ben Mitchell stans.
Look, Ben Mitchell's never been good at being angry. Ben Mitchell is pathetic at the core. That's who the character is. He's Phil Mitchell's pathetic son who's never going to be able to please Phil. He'll continually make mistakes trying to prove himself to Phil Mitchell at the expense of everybody else. But the way that Ben Mitchell becomes happy is when he realizes that Phil's fucking shit. And you don't need his approval. Yeah, this Ben Mitchell, they wanted to make it a much more of a gangster type character, and that's just not who the fucking character is. And it's a much more raw, much angrier Ben Mitchell, and I'm in pain, rather than actually like, I'm cripplingly sad, you know. Nish Panesar doesn't need much conversation.
Iconic.
One of the standout performers of the year. I made the comparison the other day. If this was in a worse time of writing on the show, Nish Panesar would be Gray Atkins. Remember how pretty one-dimensional Gray was, where it's like... It was a very wooden... I'm sure they thought he was multi-layered, but he was just a little narcissist who, because obviously the writers have been doing a really good job this year, they've managed to, as well as the actor being phenomenal, they've crafted a really interesting, dynamic character. You know, we've seen multiple sides to it, and that's where the best, like, villains are there. Because, you know, you don't fucking want a villain to just be like, I just kicked a kid down a well, and then I took out his wallet and lit a match and fucking burn him. And like, you don't want a villain to just be like fucking, Some villains you actively want to root for. And Nish is a villain where he's very intriguing and very dynamic. Where sometimes you like him, but most of the time you realise that it's all an act. And he's actually just a massive piece of shit. Iconic. Next up, Bernie.
Martin
Dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
For me, she's avoided being in the two bottom tiers. Simply because she had a big role in the Christmas stuff. At the wedding. Had that fucking, Keanu, your lights are gonna kill you. Like, that line to me has made her 10 times better. And if the show actually wants to keep her there, I'm happy with it. But throughout the year, she started working in the cafe, so kind of started gossiping. Annoyed a lot of people for a while. But through time has kind of, the more she's been given, the better she's fitted into it. It's a hell of a step up from last year where it's like, Bernie, can you just fuck off, please? So, you know what?
Dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
You are predictable but unpredictable, Bernie. We love to see you in the future. Don't
It's
go
just
away.
a
Stay
metric
another
of
day.
whether we want
please.
to see more of them, right? And that's the difference between our
I've got nothing left.
and Martin.
Dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
All right, next up, Eve Unwin.
Bin.
Not going in there.
Bin.
Slapping down.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Slapping down.
Personally.
Jeter, I've got
I've got nothing left.
Yeah, but it's just categorically untrue.
No, it's true.
You're just angry because you didn't watch any of the actual Suki and Eve build, and you just see all the stands fucking.
Yeah, but you say we're not
Fucking
throwing
milking.
2022 into this.
Even this year, I'll settle for
Dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
because Eve is interesting. Eve is well, I say complex. She's a little bit one note. I won't lie. She is just there to play the slightly seasoned veteran lesbian. Not sure. Not sure on the phrasing of that one. But you know, she's been there. She's seen all the progression. Been there, done it. You know. But yeah, through this year, she's been involved a decent chunk with the Suki stuff, but it's been developed a decent chunk through the year. But the stop-start nature just kind of meant that Eve was in purgatory. She didn't really have a place to be. She couldn't really be with Suki all the time. And even when they were supposed to be together, it's like, oh, we're gonna go to Leeds. It's like, fucking show us, for fuck's sake. You're developing this lovely fucking relationship, and we can't fucking see it. So, you know what? All the Suki stands will be upset. But look, it's not that we don't want to see anything else of Eve. It's just she's been in this weird little fucking black hole of fucking should I stay or should I go?
No, she's just she hasn't been one of my favourite characters of the year. Did like her at the start, but
Next up is Phil Mitchell, and this one as well.
Iconic.
But he didn't do anything this year.
we can't. put
Phil's
big
only acted
Phil
for
in
1 month of the
Iconic.
year.
He-
He had some
he had
great
some great scenes at
lines,
the start of
sure,
last
but
year.
he's not been acting since he had the Keeble storyline in February, which was shit. Oh, January. Even. Had that storyline. Okay. Obviously, you had him be happier this year. But he's not had to
He
act in
also married
months.
Kat, and he also fucked Emma Harding. So he is a giga chad. He is a king. He is a god.
I love Phil, but he's not been iconic this year. He's just not had the quality over the year. For about 9 months, all he'd do is like, Kat had a problem, and he'd be like, "What?" That's all he fucking did for the year. So he's not. I'm putting him in.
I will.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Even in the worst years, he always does something ridiculous. Like the one year he was garbage, but he also helped deliver Kim's baby, and he did like the fucking. His fucking face, you know? Like, this year, it's been fun, but look, like I said, all of the Christmas period, I'm like, he's acting! He's acting for once! Yeah! Can we get this more, please? Alright, next up, Ravi Galati.
Ravi Gulati is in the
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Yeah, you know what? Fine by me. A character who
Is sexy.
somehow won Villain of the Year, despite not being a very big villain of the previous year at the Soap Awards, just because he's sexy, isn't it? What did he do? This was the Denise affair. That was in February.
He went to have sex with Denise. Denise rejected him. Then he sold drugs and he got someone involved. I forget. He got Keanu involved. And then Keanu fucking went bust on him. And then he sold drugs to Gina.
Yeah.
And then he fought his dad on Christmas Day.
His family as well, so he's now reconvened with his daughter and Priya. And also had that choice. Do I kill Eve or do I let her go? And chose to stand up for himself rather than Nish. Yeah, he deserves to be in Bubblies in the fridge. Not like the body of work just isn't there for it. He spent a lot of the year just flopping around doing nothing. Next up, Jay Brown.
Martin is the dead.
Dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
This year was the year that he actually got to act again. I've been saying that with Phil as well, but you know, this year he got the last couple of months with Lola, which were some of the best fucking most like wholesome shit on EastEnders this year. Obviously, he had the aftermath of Lola dying. Not that he was too involved with that, because he just got sideswiped for Ben to start struggling instead. But you know, slightly delayed. He then had his like Ket storyline where he was taking ketamine to try keep his shit together and not think about it. Had that thing with Nadine, who was the escort. He
cried when the choir was singing because Lola shared a video of her saying Merry
yeah.
Christmas. It's the first one without me, and he cried like a bitch.
Cried like anyone would. But I hope he gets more to do, simply because he's a good actor. He's an interesting character. It's just 90% of the time he doesn't get to fucking do anything. Simply because he's a good actor. He's an interesting character. It's just 90% of the time he doesn't get to fucking do anything.
They always look at the other characters, and somehow Jay sat in the corner like, they're not going to release me, boys. They're not going to fucking release me.
I'm safe.
It's like,
He's been there long enough to be somewhat of a legacy character at this point, to not get axed. But also, he's getting the scraps, you know. I mean, if there's one thing I do want to see Jay finally be able to settle down and have a family. Like, I want him to fall in love with someone. I want him to have some kids. I want him to build the life that he never had himself.
well, you say that. My immediate thought goes, Ben is leaving the show. So how about this, Jay? You have a gay experience. Sleep with Callum. See how you like it.
Next up, we have Linda Carter, who
Here we go.
Iconic.
Like I said, rehabbed the image throughout the whole year. Went from someone who seemed like a fucking headless chicken without Mick to ascending to be on the upper echelon of landlady, like Queen Vic landladies, a matriarch, and with the Knights joining in, bolsters her like fucking like spot in the show. And obviously with Johnny Carter returning soon, hopefully by like 2025 we will have like the whole Carter clan back, except for Mick. Great stuff. Completely did a 180 of what a lot of people thought about the character, because Linda had been the fucking absolute one of the most hated characters for like the last decade. But just this last year alone has somehow made her like, they've just done such a good job with it. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Linda is honestly improving throughout the years. She went from having Mick as a crutch
Yes.
to like eventually being able, I can fucking walk without this crutch, can't I?
Yes.
And she somehow managed to do it because for some reason the EastEnders actors, or not EastEnders actors, the EastEnders writers love to just go, yeah, you fucking hate Mick, and then Mick fucking hates you, and then 3 months later you're gonna love each other again, and then it's like, oh yeah, and then Mick's gonna sleep with Janine and get married to her, and then on Christmas Day you're gonna somehow separate that relationship, and you two are gonna chase her off their fucking passports. And you're gonna fucking
The previous writers were not kind to Mick and Linda. I'll say that much. This has taken a hot minute to get through. We should be, hopefully at some point we're gonna get to the shitter characters. So immediately just fucking like quickfire that bitch. But whilst it's still the most important ones, we can't just be like, Linda, iconic. You said why? We don't have time. All right, Kathy.
Iconic.
All right, make the case for it.
She's a legacy character. She's been good throughout the years, throughout this year, with the storylines with Joe Cotton, Rocky Cotton, and the fact that every time he's on this list, every time Rocky would make a promise, he'd break it, and Kathy would lead him back in, and then eventually she helped in the murder of Keanu. I don't know how she helped, but she helped. Help cover up, and she's just been there. She's been there. She also had her brilliant reaction when Cindy showed back up, like,
yeah,
what are you doing here? You died.
True.
There we go.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Kathy is a character who usually would be in like Martin is a Dead Body because she just doesn't do much on the show. Despite them genuinely raising her from the dead to bring her back. Oh, she's just Ben's mum and Ian's mum. But yeah, no, she had a good year. She had the tumultuous Rocky relationship, with Rocky just fucking stringing her along like, I won't hurt you this time, Kathy, I swear. And then Kathy's like, oh, all right now. Ah, what the fuck, Rocky? Sorry, I got an ex-wife who's money hungry. But Kathy did get the final say. Went, Rocky, you better sort your shit out. Maybe you can come back in a couple years when you're out, but you need to own up to this shit. My least favourite member of the 6, I'll say that much, but deserved.
Up next is obviously Denise, which I'm going to straight away say iconic.
Yes.
Because if the other 5 women are in here, she had in here.
Denise was a character who before this year I didn't fucking understand whatsoever. But obviously you start off the year with the Ravi affair, and it's like, oh, you know, Denise is actually having a good time now. And then obviously you have her stuff with Kim and the whole Jack relationship and the dealing and being a good stepmom to Amy and dealing with Ricky having a fucking kid. Denise has definitely earned her spot as being one of the 6, and I don't think people will be too upset about it. If there's one thing I look forward to happening, I do look forward to Denise and Jack splitting up, so Denise can go on to actually get with someone interesting. And Jack can go on to trying to keep his family together. But yeah, a hell of a 180, but deserves being iconic. Next up, Rocky Cotton, lying the whole year.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Obviously had his very fucking back and forth relationship with Kathy, where it's, oh, I love you, Kathy, but also fuck. You know, you got to see the layers of Rocky. You got to see the difference between him being the cheeky chappy, sell you anything for a fiver, versus him actually taking responsibility for his actions. Obviously, he became a bit more twisted at the somewhat at the end of the year, where he set the cafe on fire, could have killed Bobby and Peter. He's not entirely a Cotton, because as much as he'll try con people out of money, not family, and family is important. And if there's one thing to say, I will say his exit was fucking shit.
I think his exit, I honestly think it's brilliant, because she were a bit different, because I like the side of the fact that Kathy, I like the dilemma that it shows, because but I like the dilemma that it shows because you have Kathy going, look, don't be Rocky Cotton, please just be Thomas Cotton.
Yeah, okay.
Please,
I
am begging you, be Thomas Cotton. And then the police officer walks in and goes, yeah, I met Bono, I sucked him off 3 times and then I did a whoopsie daisy on him. And it's like, Rocky, confess to the fucking to the fire. And then he just goes, oh.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's like he's throughout the episode we see him being a lucky chappy trying to convince Kathy to rat out the other women because he knows something is up. And then the duality is they get him arrested. He thinks it's Ian.
Yeah.
So this leaves the door. Hopefully they don't run it 5 years because they quite layered it out where it has an open exit and an open return, kind of like Mick, kind of sense.
Yeah,
but,
fair enough.
Less shit.
I just think, I don't know, I maybe would have liked a bit more, you know? Like, I guess the open-ended nature, it could have been more, and he could have done a lot better. But I think that just kind of goes to show that, yes, the exit was rushed.
Like, yes, don't get me wrong, I do think the exit was rushed, but I do like the dynamic that you have.
Yeah, no, fair. Keanu!
Bubbly's in
the fridge.
In the fridge as well. I'm not going to put him in, I don't care what you say.
Scraping by to be in Bubbly's in the fridge. Because he's been shit there all year. He was shit and then managed to accidentally walk into being a part of a storyline that's much greater than the character. But, you know, if you look into it, you can see the arc of him slowly getting more violent. You know, being more desperate, like turning into his dad. Which was the story they were trying to tell with the character of Keanu's dad. I think he was called Shane. He was abusive character. And he hit her. I'm pretty sure he stabbed her at some point. It's about Keanu. You can even look at the fucking good men getting what they deserve. Fucking Keanu said, why is it always the nice guys that get hurt? Well, in the end, he was the big bad.
Keanu is like that one student who, like, you have a group project and you have that one student who doesn't participate. Okay, group B, you got 100%, and then the other student, Danny was just like, me, I won,
I won. Yeah. Next up, we have Kim Fox, who, once again, similar to Denise, has been given a lot of fucking good stuff to work with this year. So I immediately want to put her in
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Yeah, I was going to say either Bubbly in the fridge or Martin is the dead body.
Like I said, I know I've made this point about 17 times over the year. Comedy in soaps are the barometer as to how good the show actually currently is. Because if the comedy's good, you know that the writers are fucking nailing it. Some of the funniest scenes this year are the fucking Kim and Lola, and Kim just wisecracking as Lola's just dying. And yeah, the scene where she's in a wedding dress, fucking weeing around like, Neow. The best comedic characters are the characters who have depth. And it's probably why a lot of people don't like Reese, right? But Kim became a multi-dimensional character who got serious stuff as well as the comedy stuff. The anxiety and the PTSD storyline was still pretty interesting. Probably could have given it a bit more due diligence and not just fucking, oh, she's better now. So, you know, her relationship with Howie being developed, her relationship with Denzel. There's a lot of really good stuff with Kim this year. You know, she was a character who, for me, was the perpetual, annoying, fucking useless character. I'll give her all the credit in the world for turning it completely around and just deserving all of the time on the show.
Funny, because Kim is just a character that no one really likes until the comedy is good. Because when she's gone, do me a favour, and you're like, oh my god, Kim, fuck off. Like, I love that. I love how she was the one spreading the gossip about Suki and Eve. And then they literally had to hold hands to be like, yeah, we're fucking together, we're proud.
I thought that the actress was one-dimensional and couldn't do anything better, but she's proven this year that she can, and she deserves to be there. And I hope they continue to give Kim proper storylines, because she did a really good job of them. Alright, next up, Kat Slater.
She's not in Martin is the dead body, but she's in the same tier with Phil.
I don't think so, honestly. Kat has been ridiculously underused this year. I don't know. Like, she's either Martin is a dead body or Bubbly's in the fridge. I'm genuinely sitting to hear.
Alright, I'll agree with you on this one.
Because she doesn't do anything. She got married to Phil, yeah. She kind of dealt with the keyboard stuff. Yeah, but, like, what do you actually think of her doing for the last, like... But even the wedding was like, oh, we're getting married. Yep. Okay, we got married.
It did have that Alfie in hospital scene.
Oh, that was... Okay. You know what? With that stuff...
Bubbly's in the fridge.
But I think... Nah, she can be the top of here.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Yeah. Because she should have been given more stuff to do, but she wasn't. We have Callum.
Get in that fucking bin, lad. Get in that fucking bin quickly. Put him in that fucking bin. He's stinking the joint down. He's stinking the fucking hands down. Put him in. I
don't want to put him in the bin. I want to put him in.
He's in the bin. No, he's in the bin. He's in the bin. Put him in the bin.
Slap him down.
But I'm being really generous because the only interesting thing he did this year was be like, Jay, you sort your shit out. I'll help you, but you sort your shit out. But that's it. That is it, isn't it?
Yeah, he's still shit. Put him in the bin.
But I want to like him. I want him to do something.
He is literally Ben's punching bag. Callum literally pisses on the toilet seat. Ben will fucking give him an old slap and be like, how dare you piss on the toilet seat? I don't care what the stands say. How can you look at Ben and Callum and go, that's a healthy relationship? It's not. It's one guy always giving his problems to his husband. Fuck you, Ben. It's your own fucking fault. Why are you blaming poor Callum and making me put him in the shit list? He's
Yeah,
on slapping down
it
because
is-
of you.
it is
Ben.
really-
He's on slapping down because of you.
It is the tragedy. It's the tragedy of it because they went, he's a Ben now. Sound. We don't need to do anything more with him. You should do more with the character. He's interesting. Get him with Johnny. Get him with Felix. Get with literally anybody else. Just get him as far away from Ben as possible. Tanking any of his time on the show. I'm pretty sure I made a bold prediction that Callum won't be on the show by the end of 2024 at some point. Get him with Johnny Carter. They're more like-minded, and they probably want the same things, rather than fucking Ben, who is... Let him have a healthy fucking existence, please. Alright, next up, Jack Branning.
I've got nothing left.
I've got nothing left.
Oh, really?
He hasn't done much but complain. That's all he's done. And being a nuisance to Suki, Eve, Stacy.
Alright, yeah, fair enough. Basically, 2024 is going to be a good year for him. They've dusted off the cobwebs. They've reminded him that he actually has a character. He was very annoying this year. He was very useless. He was just giving out to everyone about his problems that he wasn't helping. Obviously, there was a lot of intrigue with Stacy and the Denise stuff. And obviously, with Lauren and Penny coming back, 2024 is going to be a good year for Jack. But yeah, 2023 wasn't good. But I do think there'll be a lot more renewed interest in the character then.
But Jack, on the other hand, we can't judge him on his last period because he's just been nothing all year. He literally had a fight with Ravi.
Yes.
And got fucking battered.
It's a good spot for him. All right, next up, Sonia Fowler.
I've got nothing left. You get in that fucking second list, love. You get fucking in there.
The recent Sonia relationship at the start of the year was good fun.
It was good fun.
But gotten on, it's just become so fucking tedious. It's starting to be the comedy scenes without any depth to it. And I'm glad that Sonia's getting to do something, because I like the character. But yeah, this ain't it for Sonia.
Up next,
Freddie Slater.
Martin is the dead body.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Oh, really? Yeah, fair enough. I'd say he's quite high up there.
But he's up there with Kath. Like, I wouldn't put him in bubbly in the fridge because he didn't really have much to do this year. Famously, the Theo storyline where Theo used to bully him in school.
Yes.
I know there's the Graham Foster angle as well.
Graham Foster, the cheeky
so if you want to put him in,
Anna.
if you want to put him in bubbly in the fridge, you can because of that.
I think we can. I think it's been a breakout year for him, but the main issue where it kind of comes into effect is, didn't he leave in like fucking August or like September-ish? So like the last bulk of the year, he's just he's been too busy because he came third on Strictly Come Dancing. Like, like I said, it was a very big year for Freddie. I think he was introduced in 2022. And obviously this year was about him kind of growing as a character and showing he has depth. And he did that very well. So, but yeah, the main detractor is he hasn't done much this year. Next up is Gene.
Martin is the dead body for Gene, is it?
Nah, honestly, Gene, I'd argue, is up.
I've got nothing left.
But Jean Slater has not done much in the past year. She also was told Stacy to stop doing the cam work and then told her to keep doing it.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it just ultimately, she just didn't do much. So she's not really left any impression on anyone. But you know, the Jean character, she comes and goes and like peaks and troughs, right? It's just how the character works, you know. Last year had a really big year with a focus on mental health and a bipolar, like manic episode. This year it's just been kind of smooth sailing. Next up is Elaine. Oh, this one's a bit of a polarizing one because people fucking hate Elaine. I love her personally.
Bubbly's in
Bubbly's in the fridge.
the fridge.
Oh yeah, fucking, she's great. If people can just fucking drop, like, look, you can get upset at Elaine because she is a bad mum. That's reasonable. She's a terrible mum. She's a fucking awful mother. She is selfish. She is like arrogant even. And we have never really seen the vulnerable side to Elaine. Now, the people saying that the recast was really stupid can fucking grow up. That the previous actress is not doing what Elaine's currently doing. Let's be honest. She wasn't a big enough personality. She was just slightly weird. Don't fucking act like people have watched with the previous Elaine again and being like, she's my favourite. Doesn't work. It's a different character now. But you know, the fake laugh is iconic. All of her immediate, all of her jabs at everyone. She is... You look at Elaine and you understand why Linda is who she is. And I think she's been fantastic. And give it, like, a couple years, she will be iconic. And as long as she stays, that is. She has the makings of being a very long-term, very successful character, in my opinion. I can't wait for like a year and a half's time where we get a very vulnerable Elaine story. Like perhaps she has a cancer scare or something, and she shows vulnerability, and everybody being like, "Wow, fair play, she's really good." You'll hate her, but then you'll love her, and you won't realize.
I think now it's time to move on to the guy who deserves to be in his own tier.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Martin is the dead body. No, he has to be up front and centre, Ash. He has to be up front and centre. You hold that fucking award, boy. Will you fucking move, Cal? Will you fucking move? Thank you, Cal. Martin, you've done fuck all this year, but my God, have you one of the best inside jokes between us and Jonathan Ross?
Yes, genuinely, if Jonathan Ross hadn't have done a video saying Martin's gonna die, he'd be in fucking I've Got Nothing Left. Next up, we have Zack.
I've got nothing left.
I've got nothing left.
Yeah, you don't know where to stand with him because he's supposed to be crying. He's like, why are you smiling? You're supposed to be crying. He had his HIV storyline at the start of the year, which it was okay enough. And then they decided to wrangle in the HIV stuff with Baby Peach, which was an emotional storyline, and I'll give it credit. I like the way they did it. What else did he do? Not much, really. That's why he's got nothing left. Like, he could genuinely leave this year, and I wouldn't fucking care.
I hope he does.
Like, I'd happily see him leave when Whitney goes. But I feel bad putting Jack in the same category as Sonia, Jean, and fucking Zack.
Okay, a guy who's going to be a bit higher on this list, definitely.
Bobby B. What even has he
the big Bobs
done this year, though? He had the friendship with Freddie, which was good comedy. He had the fucking, bit of a storyline with Anna, and then got cucked.
He fucking had the Dean Mix treatment done to him. Not in the same sense, but like he tried some of the Cindy, like cornflakes for breakfast. You fucking killed my daughter. Jesus.
Yeah, he can go in, Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
It's a dead body. He didn't get as much to work with this year, but also he finally got the family back that he's been fucking propping up for years. He's done a lot of nice little smaller stuff, but a lot of people would probably put him in Slap Him Down because, I don't know, he's a bit weird. But I love him. He's great. Whitney.
Slap him down.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Whitney's just been fucking boring this year. It's another year where Whitney got a couple of big storylines, and it's like, okay, cool. Oh, this is just tragedy again. So Whitney's not happy again. Can someone give her a break? And that's what her leaving's gonna be. You know, her leaving and her cool fucking return storyline where she comes back with a family, you know. That's going to cement her as a fucking higher tier character than what she will ever be if she didn't leave. Because just like Ben Mitchell, Whitney needs a fucking break. You know, the actress is great. You've been playing the same sad trumpet for the last, 15 years now. Reese.
I've got nothing left.
Got nothing left.
Oh, really? Really?
He did have a good 2023 storyline with Sonia. They've not really had much since, but he has been doing fucking puns with the IVF stuff.
He's just in that category. Like he could go either or. It's quite impressive how quickly the character's fallen. If you finish off the idea, maybe we'll actually get somewhere with the character. But in the state he's currently in, nah. All right, Karen Taylor.
Oh Jesus, give me 1 second. Oh Jesus, you're making me really think now. She's definitely in Martin is the dead body,
yes.
or Bubbly's in the fridge.
Yeah,
So
but
she's
the
definitely
exit,
in Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
the exit storyline, I don't think gets her to be in the higher tier.
So we'll put her. We'll compromise.
Yeah.
We'll
Like,
compromise
she-
and put her in. I've got nothing in there. Martin is the dead body.
She was good. She was really good at the end of the year. But it's just a shame that we never got that Karen otherwise. You know? Like, you've just never got to do that. But she got a better exit than she probably deserved. Fair enough. Probably fair enough. Alfie.
Oh Jesus! What did he do this year?
Cancer
He
storyline.
had cancer.
I've got nothing left.
He is better than the rest of them. Like, yes, the character's been rehabbed. He had his friendship with Linda. But yeah, he's just been really, like, on and off. I'm just slightly worried that even if they do give him a big storyline, like, if him and Kat get together next year, like, what are they going to be doing?
Nothing.
Like, he's good. He's back to being the Alfie we all love. He's great. But he's not doing anything with him. Mitch.
I would put him in Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
He could be an either or with Karen, essentially. Like, the exit was cool. Mitch, kind of like how you see Harvey, where Harvey's kind of that, like, lovable, but he's a bit shit. Mitch somehow managed to still be likable the whole time. It's a shame that he left. It's quite telling to see that a lot of people just kind of went, man, why the fuck did Mitch leave as well?
Mitch has been a decent character. He redeemed himself in my eyes this
Yes.
year. Same with Alfie.
Yeah, it's like he's been okay, but it was just the exit that made him there. Like, we could probably put him in I've Got Nothing Left, honestly, because he was good enough to be well-liked and kind of everybody was sad when he left, but also, I can't name what the fuck else he did this year.
Oh, here's my boys up next.
Harvey.
Big bollocks himself, Harvey. He, of course, has gone iconic. He's iconic, of course.
I've got nothing left.
Once again, he's okay.
Ash, I think we should put him down even further. I think he goes into
Slapping down.
down.
He's, like I said, he's done nothing. He is likable when he needs to be, but he's at that stage where he's better than an extra there full time, but he's not doing any better than that, is he? He's in a fucking loveless relationship with Jean, and he doesn't have any of his family around him anymore. Like, what else can he do? All right, next up, Anna Knight. I don't want to do it, but I think she might also be in Slapping Down.
I think she's a bit higher, and I've got
I've got nothing left.
nothing left.
But
She hasn't done much, but she did shag Bobby. Or not Bobby.
what is...
Ready.
Yeah, you know what? She can be around there.
How come there's children on this list, but there's no dogs?
Tyson
parrots.
is criminally underlooked.
Tyson and Jasper are criminally underlooked.
But yeah, like, I want to like Anna. She just doesn't do anything. And I'm not sure if they went, oh, yeah, you'll be great, and then just gave all the stories to Gina. But they gave all the stories to Gina. Like, she done nothing. She's just there, says something slightly stupid, and then the show goes on. I don't know, maybe they should just pull the trigger on the Bobby and Anna thing that they've been teasing for the year. Honey Mitchell.
Slapping down.
I don't think so.
She's done nothing, Ash.
She's done a lot of...
She's done nothing.
Yeah. I was trying. I was just like, yeah, she did stuff this year. Gina, Martin.
Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Obviously she's the Night Sister who got more stuff to work with. Obviously people may not like the direction that the character's going with her probably imminent relationship with Dean, but she's shown that she has a bit more depth and she's been given a lot more stuff to do, and just overall interesting character. People don't like her, but I like her. I think she's been pretty cool. A good addition. Vinny.
Slapping down.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's been better than he has in previous years because he's actually had stuff to do, but he's still garbage. I'm not as upset with him still being on the show because this year he's been given stuff to work with. But yeah, sorry, Billy.
Slapping down.
No, slapping down.
But he did have all
Put
the
him beside
Lola
Honey.
stuff
I don't give a shit.
and the
Well,
Freddy
he wasn't
stuff.
He wasn't the main pro. That was last year.
He can be up here. I love Billy. Well, I don't, but I like him more than I used to because he's no longer just pathetic. Well, all the
He
time.
still is pathetic.
But next year will be a good year for him with his dad coming onto the show. But yeah, fair enough. After the Lola stuff, he's done nothing and was a terrible father figure to Jay. Because yeah, fuck you, Billy. George Knight.
Yeah,
iconic.
Iconic.
Sorry, he's too good. He perfectly encapsulates the role. And obviously now he's going to get more storylines. He's got a storyline coming up on the show with his adopted parents being there. And obviously the Cindy stuff is always there. The main issue that I may not even put him in iconic is kind of like Phil. He's just not really been as used.
True, but
he has slotted in really well.
It is George. Yes.
But
yes.
I possibly even think he's up here.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
He's been really good, and he's been one of the best introductions to the show they've made in a long time. But he's just not done much.
Alright, fine, I'll give you it.
But neck and neck with Phil, which is a fucking achievement and a half. Chelsea, I think
Where
I've
are you
got
thinking?
nothing left.
I've got nothing left.
Personally,
yeah, me too. I actually was going to go for that.
She's been okay with the little stuff she's done, but she's not done anything. So, I like the character. I think she could be more interesting, but this year, the stuff with Ravi on and off, it's just nothing to write home about. But she is supposed to be getting a big storyline this year. Lily Slater.
Fuck you, Lily Slater.
I don't know. I'm torn between the very bottom of this and the top of slapping down.
Top of
Slapping down.
Because she's been interesting enough. And like all of the teenagers, she's shown a bit more depth than a lot of the other ones. But she has been pretty much discarded since she had the child. So, just how it is. Howie... No, he can't be. He's got to be in
slapping down.
Yeah.
Just because of his fucking. Just because the fucking bulk of the year was obviously the car crash, and for a straight month he was just like, "Fuck you, Kim." Nom, nom, nom. Fuck you, Kim. I'm living in your house rent free, rent free, rent free. Nom. Lola.
Bubbly's in
the fridge.
Her exit was very good, better than the character was ever going to be with the writing. A well-deserved exit for an underused character. Felix.
Slapping
down.
These characters really are the bottom of the barrel of characters they either have just used wrong or just not used. Amy Mitchell. I really like the character. I would probably be a little bit of a fanboy and put it in bubbly, but I think it's mid of Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
The mental health stuff's been good this year. But as said, a lot of the stuff towards the end of the year was just implied and not actually done. And that's just not on. You could have really seen the damage Jack was doing as you see her struggle again. But instead you just didn't show any of it on screen. Lexi, got nothing left?
Way higher. I put her in the Bubbly's in the fridge because she's the only reason why I liked Ben, Callum, and Jay this year, or last year. She was the standout character of all three of them men. She really carried, I would say she carried the Lola stuff.
I still put her here. It's mid.
Alright, fine.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Fine. I'm not arguing.
Amy Mitchell more. Fuck you. Ricky.
Slapping down.
Fucking get in the bin. Nugget, I think deserves to be in this category as well.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
He's developed once again. Felt like earlier in the year, Denzel got a lot of the serious scenes with Kim, but throughout the year, Nugget grew up a bit more and actually was allowed to be himself. Patrick.
I've got nothing.
I've got nothing left.
Really? In the limited stuff he's done, I think he's nailed it.
Yes, but he's not. What has he done?
But I don't want him to go though. Theo, this is going to you because I don't give a fuck about Theo.
Iconic.
No, I'd say Martin.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
Is the dead body personally?
Bubbly's in the fridge.
I don't know why I really dislike the Theo storyline. I don't know. Something just didn't hit with me. I don't think they gave it as much time as it probably felt it should have, which I think is a lot of my issues with it, where, you know, like, oh, Theo's gone. So, what? Yeah, Theo's gone. Stacy tricked him. Oh, okay. I want to put him, like, fucking here. Like, he was good, the actor's good, I liked a lot of the stuff he did, but I just don't think it was fleshed out as much as it should have been. If I was doing it, I would have had more. Ian Beale.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
Lovely. I love him so much. It's a return to form. We all remember 2021 Ian Beale, where he was fucking an absolute prick. Remember when he smacked Tina? What? Even Tina just fucking... It's such a weird scene as well, because Ian's not fighting anyone. Why is he fighting Tina? But yeah, he has been a return to form. He's been the weasel. He's been the rat. I love him. I hope he never leaves again, if he gets to do this.
Me too.
But bring Jane back, please. Sam Mitchell. Yeah, she has to be up here, right? Because she's really good, but nothing.
I've got nothing left.
She has essentially played agony aunt to everyone. She comes in, says something vaguely sexual, makes me laugh, and then does whatever else she does. Cindy Beale.
Bubbly's
in the fridge.
I think she's been great this year. It was always a risk bringing back this character, but with the family that they brought in for her and the dynamic between her, George, Ian, and Elaine, it's fireworks. It's great. And obviously Peter, like, returning to old actor. Finley.
Slapping down.
Peter, even at this point, is probably an ear as well. He's done fuck all.
I've got nothing left.
Since he returned, he's slept with women. Tommy.
Slapping down.
Yolande can be with Patrick.
I've got nothing left.
I love the addition again, because it does help Patrick as a whole. It's a really good duo. The most fun stuff she did was the choir.
Dean has been bubbly.
Bubbly's in the fridge.
In the fridge.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with that. I think it's really obviously people don't like him because obviously what he did unforgivable. But the character and the way the actors played it with like all this depth, like he does believe he's this tragic victim in a way, but also knows that that's the easiest way to get through the situation that he's created. It's a really interestingly nuanced way to have him. He's a cockroach, essentially. He's a fucking cockroach, and he's just trying to survive. But it is going to be really interesting to see what happens to the character, and I honestly can't tell where they're going to go with it. So yeah, no, definitely deserves to be in this tier. Priya.
I've got
nothing left.
Once again, she's been good. She's been good, but nothing. She hasn't done anything. Emma Harding.
Iconic?
Yeah, iconic. Come on, can you just put her in there for jokes?
In the fucking middle.
I think the person that dies is going to be Martin Fowler.
I want to see her again. I don't know if we will. I hope we do, because apparently she was super ill when she was initially there, which would explain why it was really, like, weirdly done. Avani, I just want to say nothing left because it's just unused.
Slapping down.
He's done nothing.
Yeah.
Who's that little shite at the beside Aldi?
What? That's Mick and Linda's son.
Oh, sorry.
I've forgotten his name as well, so that's great.
Ollie,
yes. I feel bad putting in the slack.
Slapping down.
Albie.
Iconic.
He's got to be Mummy. You know, just the one for people to see and be like, what the fuck? Is that Ash? Yeah, it's Ash.
Slapping down.
Underused as fuck. Vi Highway.
Slapping down.
I think the last few deserve to be in the bin. The next few are all in the bin.
Lisa.
Slapping down.
Yeah, in the bin. The character, I don't know if they bring back the character after a previous stint, because it's like, okay, she's back and she's gambling and now she's gone. Okay. Joe Cotton.
Slapping down.
Bin. Ryan Malloy.
Slapping down.
Bin. Lauren.
Bin.
We've
slapping down.
She was in there for one episode last year, right? That was the one in France. Not the worst, definitely higher than a lot of these fuckers. But yeah, there we are. That is the tier list. That is the list of all of our tiers. What do you think about it? Tell us in the comment section down below. We have been watching Walford. I've been Ash, been joined by Piggy.
Hello. Sorry if the end was a bit rushed. we're exhausted from doing the video.
If people want to make some tier lists for us to do, wouldn't mind that either. And obviously tell us what ideas you want to see us do, as 2024 is the year of developing what we do and how we do it. So thank you for the suggestions, everybody who recommended this one. I think it was really cool. Thank you for watching. Join us in the next time, and we will almost definitely do another tier list. Bye bye.